Based. Hello everybody, welcome back to what might be the last stream of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I do probably plan on continuing the series as non-recorded videos, but we're possibly finishing up Turnabout Goodbyes today. I shouldn't say we are for certain because I don't know how long it's gonna be, but like I've been maintaining a pretty good pattern of this day's investigation, this day's trial, but this is the last trial, so I'm thinking it might run a little longer. We'll find out. But I did another save slot. Alright, let's get into this. Even though it's still... no, it's 7:30 now. December 28th, 9:51 AM, District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Open my drink. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are gonna get settled at last. A lot of things. Arrgh! Oh, what's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. Only touched your... okay, so... okay. Right, okay, so, yesterday we got tasered by the character who is very much the bad guy. Because we showed him the evidence that proves that he is very much the bad guy, and gave him the opportunity to take it, which was stupid, and we should not have done that. I guess the shock hasn't run off enough from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyway, today's last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Coma doesn't push him too hard. Oh! What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya? Maybe you should go outside and discharge? Right, a good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Oh, pal! Hello there. Oh, what's gotten into that girl? 600,000 volts, I think it said. Detective Gumshoe. Morning. Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured a runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. December 28th, 10 AM, District Court Courtroom Number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Oh yeah, he's usually a bit more obstinate about that. Right, very well. We have reached the final day in our proceedings for this trial. For our proceedings in this trial, but yeah. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Van Coma, your opening statement? Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the bone rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. What does he have planned? Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Allegedly. Witness? Why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I just went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. It's definitely that second to last statement, but I'd call what you did running away, and not just leaving. You heard Leary's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do, Vankoma and Yanni Yogi. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. I, went to buy some food for Polly, see? Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see? She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. And they have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see? The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Vankoma. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep. It seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Continue. Please continue. Alright. Oh, wait. That wasn't the second, that was the actual last one? I thought that was the second to last one. Alright, well, motive things. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do! You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. And we gave up our only proof of that, but, sure. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ha ha! Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Vankoma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. His name is Yanni Yogi, a Fumu court bailiff. Yogi. That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it, and it was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall, you need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick! How are you gonna prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, I have the feeling that it isn't going to be. Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi. Yeah, if you looked at the courtroom, it makes sense that he would have them. I see, that makes sense. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff, yep. Pretty convenient. Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? Oh. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. Here it is. You're so winner, Von Coma. I've known about this one. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot. What is it, Nick? No. You're not going to. Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Coma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Coma up on my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. What do you think, Mr. Von Coma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Coma. I have a right to do as you suggested. How long ago did he lose his fingerprints? That is a good point. I don't know if we would have any way to prove how long ago it was. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yeah. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Von Coma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. But we didn't have to take a break for that. We just have her on hand. Sure, fine. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Ahem. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. Hello! Hello! Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do? Come on! You have, like, at least a couple different ways that point towards the thing. Alright. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? As I recall 2 days ago... Polly, have we forgotten something? Don't forget DL6! If I can get Polly to say that here, that'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello! That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello! Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? You have to be kidding me! Of course, that's the whole reason he suggested it to begin with, right? Something's the matter, Mr. Wright. Wait, don't tell me Von Comer expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Alright, what were those other two questions? What's your name? What's the safe number? Oh, actually, I do have these. Well, safe number's the more obvious one. Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228! 1228! My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. It does indeed. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Oh, well, it would be the case file, right? Check it. Yeah, right there. Take that! The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright? Where in this file is something related to the safe number? The case summary. On the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. No, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM's card number to 001 because I'm number 1. Should you really be revealing that? This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing. I guess, Mr. Boat Shop Caretaker is number 1228. That's oddly specific. But sure. Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder. Alone. Okay, so now I have to go do the other thing. Nick, we're getting closer. One move. We can yeah, I figured that. Very well, witness. You may continue. Okay, just smash through this. Name. Maybe I should get her to say her name? Polly, what's your name? Polly! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Of course. Yes, it does. Huh, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking this bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Which, if I hadn't looked at this thing, I don't think it mentioned it, like, when we were talking about it. You had to actually look at it, which is neat, but I'm glad I did that, because otherwise, well, I'd probably have figured it out pretty quickly, but the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is the case file again. The DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Okay, wait, I can still look at it, right? Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? Show me the... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's definitely suspected. You know what? Let me check. Let me just be sure. Yeah, suspect data. Suspect data. It's definitely suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah! A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old! That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that is all. True. That is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. Oh. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Yanni Yogi? So was it you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond said I was mentally unsound. Told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. And comma? Where is your... We're not done yet. Under arrest, Your Honor. We're not done yet. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Vancouver saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty! That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay. Did someone just say objection? I know which voice that was. It wasn't Vancouver. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth, Your Honor, I object to your judgment. But what do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. Let him. We'll fix it. I don't know, I was trying to come up with something where we'll prove otherwise, I guess. Doesn't roll off the tongue quite so well. He's gonna tell him he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? I should say something. I feel like I should. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. I asked to come in and ruin everything. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. Okay, but this is like a separate case. Like, we have 100% cleared him of the Robert Hammond. This is a separate thing. So, like, Von Karma did technically lose that, correct? I feel like that's a bit much of a stain on his perfect record for him to just let go by, but whatever, fine. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Anayori wasn't the killer. You mean... Yeah, should work that way. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Uda. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Yes, technically speaking, I've always interpreted this as Edgeworth reopening a dead case that ties to the modern case, confessing motive, and at least some sort of passive guilt for the new case. I guess that... Like, as far as the court is concerned, are we opening a separate trial for which Van Kom... Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it to myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. Internet problems? Wait a moment. How's this going? Let me check my... It was glitching for a minute there. Did you miss much? Back now. Alright, Yeah, it's reopening the DL6 case. I found it better not to really question the logistics of a system that allows attorney investigation and surprise evidence. Yeah, I guess we just gotta roll with the rules that it's kind of making up as it goes along. Sure. That's crazy, just crazy! I'm sorry I'm responding so late. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Signals aren't great here either. Or haven't been recently. I'm surprised that we're having problems for the first time, like, just now. Nick? What are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? And honestly, I'm just glad you're here. Like, I don't care how much you're chatting. I don't normally have anyone other than close family, so... Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I just don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'm glad I could finally find a day. It's slow enough to pop in. I love Ace Attorney. Good. I've kind of been frustrated with some of the earlier cases, but this one's had me hooked. I hope the later games manage to approach this quality. Like, this isn't a final case. They shouldn't meet it consistently. But if they can approach this, like, I'm liking it. I'll prove you're innocent. Aside from the thing where we just handed Van Koma the letter. That was dumb. And we really need to stop doing that, because that's the third case in a row where we've done that. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right?